Hello, my 420 Spot family, what a great day, hope you get out and or did enjoy it. It's April 12, 2022, and in the cannabis and psychedelic news today. Top things to know. More than two-thirds of House and Senate conferees on the America Competes Act have already voted for our co-sponsored cannabis banking legislation, and House Financial Services Committee Chairwoman Maxine Waters, DCA, listed the reform as among the priorities as she heads into negotiations with the Senate. North Dakota activists filed a marijuana legalization initiative they hope to place on the November ballot. Maryland lawmakers voted, unanimously, to send Governor Larry Hogan, R., a bill to create a fund for providing cost-free access to psychedelics like psilocybin, MDMA and ketamine to military veterans with PTSD and traumatic brain injury. The Oklahoma Senate Health and Human Services Committee approved a bill to encourage research on the medical benefits of psilocybin, but deleted a House-passed provision that would have broadly decriminalized possession of the psychedelic. Representative Earl Blumenauer, DR., wrote in a new Marijuana Moment op-ed that the House, by passing federal cannabis legalization, research and banking bills, has done its job and set the table for success in the Senate and ultimately for the American people. A Pennsylvania Republican senator said he will soon file a bill to legalize medical cannabis edibles, and he's circulating a co-sponsorship memo to line up more support from colleagues. Senate Finance Committee Chairman Ron Wyden, DR., said that once a marijuana legalization bill is formally introduced, he wants to work with both sides to have hearings as quickly as possible. Senator Lisa Murkowski, RAK, said she would sit down with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, to learn more about his forthcoming marijuana legalization bill. Senator John Cornyn, RTX, said it is premature to legalize marijuana and that we need to have some serious studies into the impact on developing children's brains and pregnant women. Senator Mitt Romney, RUT, said using marijuana is against my faith, so for a couple of reasons I don't use it and I would not vote to make it legal. Senator John Kennedy, RLA, said he has serious doubts about legalizing marijuana. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, DRE, said he hasn't used marijuana and that any foreign substance you inhale into your lungs is harmful. Senator Roger Marshall, RKS, said he thinks marijuana is very unhealthy and is a gateway drug. Senator Sherrod Brown, DEO, said he doesn't use cannabis. Representative Donald Payne, DNJ, tweeted, "April is National Cannabis Awareness Month. Recently, I voted to pass the MORE Act to decriminalize cannabis nationwide and expunging the records of Americans arrested for cannabis-related offenses. It is time Americans learn more about the health-related benefits of cannabis." Representative Mike Quigley, DEL, tweeted, "I voted yes on the #MORE Act because it will expunge the records of those harmed by cannabis criminalization, create opportunities for all to participate in the legal cannabis industry and decriminalize cannabis at the federal level." Florida Democratic Senate candidate Alan Ellison tweeted, "In Florida, manufacturing, selling, or possessing marijuana with the intent to sell, is a third-degree felony, punishable with up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $5,000. Today, 40,000 people are in prison for weed offenses. I'll work to legalize marijuana." New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, D., reacting to regulators voting to allow recreational marijuana sales to begin at some existing medical cannabis dispensaries as soon as next month, tweeted, "I applauded New Jersey CRC for approving 7 alternative treatment centers to expand to recreational cannabis sales and over 100 conditional licenses. This is a monumental step in our work to create a new cannabis industry." Meanwhile, the Senate president said he will move ahead with oversight hearings, tweeting, "I am happy to see that progress has been made by the New Jersey CRC, but we need to find ways to do better and in a timely way. Going forward, our focus should be to find solutions to enact a legal marijuana market that operates safely, fairly and effectively." Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, R., signed legislation making it so medical cannabis patients won't have to register with state officials after receiving doctors' recommendations. Missouri Governor Mike Parson, R., said he thinks discussions about marijuana legalization are effectively inevitable but declined to weigh in on specific proposals. The Wisconsin Assembly Committee on Insurance, Licensing and Forestry scheduled a hearing on a medical cannabis bill for 4/20. A Pennsylvania senator authored an op-ed about the need to legalize marijuana. Massachusetts regulators are accepting public comment on draft marijuana business control and ownership guidance. Ohio regulators are working to more than double the number of medical cannabis dispensary licenses. Oregon's Drug Decriminalization and Treatment Funding Oversight Panel created new subcommittees. Washington state marijuana regulators are seeking feedback on conceptual draft rules related to service and filing of documents by electronic transmission. Iowa regulators published a list of licensed hemp businesses. California regulators are conducting a survey about how to best serve cannabis businesses. At least 11 marijuana and drug reform bills are scheduled for committee hearings through the end of this week. Thank you for watching this video by My420Spot.com. Have a great day.